This is a weekly touch base to discuss what's happening in the PD community and have a chat about a topic. Some will be Parkinson's related, some will just be good chats about whatever. You can ask us a question. Go online to speakpipe.com/PD Avengers. Speakpipe.com/PD Avengers. We're going to start with some PD news. You guys ready?
Yeah,
After
go.
23 years of a peaceful, easy feeling, Eagles guitarist Stuart Smith is stepping away from the band after being recently diagnosed with Parkinson's.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Study from the University of Sydney found that individuals with Parkinson's had lower levels of an indigenous retrovirus called HERV-K in both their brain and blood. And it could become a potential biomarker for tracking Parkinson's progression.
Interesting.
It's like an ancient biomarker.
The search continues.
Yes. Recent research has led to more personalized approaches in DBS, a surgical therapy for Parkinson's. Adaptive DBS systems now detect and respond to brain activity in real time, providing individualized stimulation to better manage symptoms. So that's going a little AI on you, where like things are happening in your brain without you knowing it. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, no, that's very cool, actually, to be able to just tailor the DBS
Yeah.
treatment like that.
Our friend Jimmy Choi was featured in the Washington Post this week, discussing how exercise fueled his Ninja Warrior appearances. He's back at it this season, competing alongside his daughter.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah, great. Go Jimmy.
go
yeah.
Jimmy.
Oh, Jimmy.
A new article from Induced Submarinian features Ali Signorelli, Esther Labib, and PD Avengers and me. We discuss the weaponization of Parkinson's diagnosis in politics, the stigma of being diagnosed with Parkinson's, and how people are using it incorrectly.
That's very
So,
timely.
yeah. And then I understand we have our final meetings with Fox Insight coming up. Sonia?
Yes, yeah, we're working on finalizing the next survey for women in PD. I'm looking at childbirth and pregnancy.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Our
Looking forward to
topic today is, what have you learned about yourself since being diagnosed? Sonia is prepared for this. I'm not. So we're going to let Sonia go first.
I mean, I think this disease has taught me a lot, for sure. I mean, you can't live over 25 years with this disease and not learn something about yourself. Probably I learned most of all that I was defining myself by certain attributes that I thought were most important. And at the time that I was diagnosed, that was my career as a physician. So I learned that I'm much more than my career. I'm much more than my disease, as happened after that. You have to look at yourself as being a mother, a wife, a friend, a daughter. So you can't define yourself by one attribute alone. I also learned that it's okay to ask for help, that asking for help is not a weakness, but it's actually being resourceful. That's definitely something that I had to learn, and it was a hard one, and it's still a hard one for me to learn because I often, equated not being able to do something as being a weakness, but instead it's just reality, and I have to be resourceful, and how I face that is really more important. And the other thing that it taught me is that stubbornness is okay, that I am a stubborn person, and that that actually has been to my benefit in some ways. Yeah, so
I
that's what I've.
agree. I think those are great lessons to learn about yourself.
Yeah, what about you, Larry?
Well, I've learned how to advocate for myself in the medical system,
Mhm.
and in everyday life. Like, things I need, I just need to make sure that I get them. I used to think that my career defined me, and I realized that's not true. And how important family is. Like, just when you need them, they're there. And I think that it's important to have a what's the word I'm looking for? Have a mindfulness practice. I think I've really learned
Right.
that's key to digging your way through this mess called Parkinson's. It's it's one of those things where you don't never plan on having Parkinson's, so you can't plan for it. So when it happens, you learn to adapt and pivot, and you're doing that for every day and every year of your life with Parkinson's. Tim?
Well, I would have to say that I've learned a lot about myself as well. That early on, I thought it was a death sentence, that if not physical death, then it's certainly emotional, and everything I could do with my career, I thought was everything was going to come to an end. And I've learned that that's just simply not the truth. You don't know what Parkinson's is going to deal you. And when it dealt me the Amazing Race Canada, it opened up a whole new world for me. That in stepping into it, it has brought so much joy, so many good things, both for me and for tons of people around me. The biggest piece was U-Turn Parkinson's. It's allowed us to start a charity here in Winnipeg that's last year saw over 6,500 visits from hundreds of people across the city. We have a reach across Canada now, and all the work that we do at U-Turn, all the work that we've done at PD Avengers, none of that would have happened if it wasn't for Parkinson's. If I hadn't been dealt this ugly card, I wouldn't have had the opportunity to look inside myself and say, what are you going to do? You're going to sit on the couch and die? You're going to get up and do something with it. You're going to make something positive with this, or you're just going to sit around and mope. And it's been incredible. Um, I've recently had DBS surgery, as you know, a year ago, just coming up to. That's made a tremendous difference in life. Gives me that much more ability to go and do. And PD has in many ways been a boon, a windfall, a positive in life. Now, do I wish I hadn't had it? I don't know. I'd still be walking the floors as a nurse if I hadn't. It brought a far more creative life than I ever imagined otherwise. So there's lots of silver lining for me in this. So I
That's great.
trust it'll be the same for others.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's really remarkable to the community we've met and just meeting you two. I mean, that would have never happened. I mean, it's amazing. You can ask us a question at speakpipe.com/PDAvengers. That's our chat today, guys. Any last words?
Persevere. This race can be won as well.
Ah, can't top that one.
Yeah, no, that's good. We'll bang out on that one. Thanks, Tim.
You're welcome, Larry. Thanks, Sonia.
Thanks, Sonia.